Hi students, this is your teacher Corrine. I know this is a funny video, but bear with me. I am making this video to show you how to calculate your sweets from your diet analysis that don't have any nutrients. So first what I did is I created a one-day diet analysis intake spreadsheet, and I did this using the Diet Analysis Plus program. You guys will be doing the same thing. You'll be doing 3 days for part 1 of your diet analysis and 1 day for part 2. You can see these are all the foods that I ate during the day. This is the very first page of the intake spreadsheet. And over here, I've highlighted calories and I've highlighted the total. For that day, it was 2,486 calories. If you do 3 days, every day will be different, so that's important to know. But those calories are important to know. So what are we doing here? What we're doing is we're trying to look through our daily food intakes and identify foods that just have sugar in them. That means they have sugar, but not very many nutrients or slim to no nutrients. So off this list, the first thing that just has sugar is Smucker's jam or jelly. The next thing, I see students highlight this a lot, but it's juice, grapefruit, orange, unsweetened. A lot of students make the mistake to highlight this, but if juice is unsweetened or 100% fruit juice, it's actually okay. It's not considered zero nutrient because fruit has nutrients like fiber and vitamins and minerals. The next thing that does have sugar is this coffee, and I'm actually going to flip to a different page so you can see how I've highlighted these. In this instance, it really helps to print your printouts versus just doing them online. This is the same column, but it's slightly different. So here I've highlighted things that have sugar. Next, I've got Coca-Cola. That definitely does not give a lot of nutrients, but it does give sugar, and chocolate ice cream. Although there's a lot of things on this list that contain carbs, such as apples, white rice, white bread, flour tortilla, baked beans. All of those foods have nutrients, so we don't want to identify them as being zero empty calorie is the correct term. We don't want to identify them as being empty calorie sweets because they give us nutrients. So this page that we're actually looking at is the second page of my nutrient report, and you'll have this exact same thing, and there's columns for all sorts of different nutrients, monofat, polyfat, trans fat, cholesterol, etc. But here you see I have sugar. So for every food I've highlighted, I have followed the line all the way across to see what sugar is in that food. And this is sugar in grams. So all of the grams of sugar in this food is contributing to empty nutrient sweets. And so what I do next for the diet analysis is I personally like to use a separate piece of paper and write these down. You could write them down here if you want, but I like to use a separate piece. So I've taken all these numbers. Here you can kind of see them side to side, and I've written them down on my separate piece of paper, and I add them all up. The total sugar that I get is 88.7 grams. That's empty nutrient sugars. So that's the first part of your calculation, figuring out the total amount of grams. The next part is converting these grams to calories. We know that there are 4 calories, excuse the pen, 4 calories in each gram of sugar. So we multiply the total sugars by 4 calories per gram, and we get 355 calories. That means there are 355 calories coming from these empty nutrient sweets. We then take this 355 calories, which is really just from sugar, and we want to divide it by the total daily calories, which allows us to calculate a percent. When we first divide the numbers, we get 0.14, and in order to convert 0.14 to a percent, we multiply it by 100. This gives us 14.2, and that tells us that 14.2% of our calories for that day are coming from empty nutrient sweets. And that is a lot. The goal is to be 10% or less. If you're doing diet analysis part 1, this number, this daily calorie number, should be different for all of the 3 days. It should not be the same. So that's something to know. Okay, hope this helped. Bye.